This video is brought to you by BetUS Sportsbook and Casino.
Welcome to Boss Cowboy Sports, and we bringing you another video, man. It's gonna be a good one. Y'all stay with this one because this video is brought to you by BetUS, where you will receive 125% bonus on your first 3 deposits up to $2,000. So I always say this, man, bet on your knowledge. Y'all, especially if you've been following this channel, y'all know a lot more than what you think you know. But this video is following up a video that I dropped today, where we basically just killing in the lies. We killing in the lies with the facts. So this is the deal, and I mean this. It's a sad truth. It's a whole lot of opinions. There's literally one channel that's showing you the proof of their opinions. It's a lot of people talking opinions, numbers, but it's literally only one that's showing you the film, that's actually proving what they saying with the film. Shout out to my boy Koye, because that's his thing. Prove it with the film, and that's a strong thing because that's what I'm doing. So I just dropped that this morning. Now we getting into the other side, the truth on Zeke as RB1, the only film proof. So we go talk about this from a concept, and this is one of the main things that you not seeing and you not gonna see. A lot of people keep trying to put different backs in front of Zeke as if that's smart, like Rico. How in the world is Rico a smart option for RB1 with his injury proneness? Like, anybody that's supposed to be making an intelligent case about RB1, you supposed to bring up what's supposed to be the most important thing. Because historically, what have we always heard? The best ability is availability. But when it comes to Zeke, we just get goofy. So y'all check this out. We going back in time. And we getting ready to prove why Zeke is the best RB1 on this team for now. For sure. Let's go. We already brought you the film. If you haven't watched it yet, you need to go watch it. Because I'm hearing a lot of opinions. I'm not seeing a lot of film. I'm hearing a lot of talking. I ain't seeing a lot of film. Because my question is, why would we not go to the one thing that never lies? See, you can listen to me. You can listen to your friends. You can listen to the ticket. You can listen to the fan. You can listen to other content creators. But it's truly one thing that never lies. Film. So we watched the film and we answered the questions. We asked some real questions. Yeah. Is Zeke fast or washed up? For those who watched it, didn't it answer your question? I saw some of y'all say yesterday, Zeke can't catch. Well, what did the film say? Huh? What did the film say? Okay. Can Zeke run the ball? What did the film say? See, because I see what the game is. A lot of people like to play these stat games and they talk in averages. And that's actually very deceptive and it's short-sighted. Yeah, it's very short-sighted. When you try to grade or judge a running back by averages, I think you said it best, James. It's flat out lazy. Yeah, it's lazy. It's very lazy analysis. If that's what you bring if you bring in just averages to your case, it's lazy. It's very lazy. So I'm gonna say this, and it's just common sense. When you hear people say Zeke only averaged such and such in New England, we go try a common sense test, right? Because when you hear people talk like that, anybody, because that's what they used when they was trying to put Zeke against Pollard. Look at Pollard's average. But nobody looked at the context of what was going on. Because I would always tell people, the number 2 running back almost always has a better average than the number 1 running back. Almost every time. Let me ask you a question, and you can look this up for yourself. Who had a better average than DeMarco Murray and Randall? Who had a better average? Randall. By a lot. Who was the better running back? You can go look it up yourself. Who was the better running back? Who had a better average between Felix Jones and Marion Barber? Felix Jones. By a lot. Who was the better running back? Oh, who had a better average? Watch this one. Who had a better average between Pollard and Rico? So whenever you hear somebody trying to, I'm gonna go and hit this button.
Oh, you see this guy? See this guy? Number 1 bullshit guy. He do the wee woo.
When people start trying to judge a running back by just average, it is lazy. You gotta look at the context. I heard somebody try to knock Hunter Luepke. Look at his average. Has anybody ever looked at the situations Hunter Luepke was running the ball? Have you ever looked at that? That's why you can't just look at the average. You got to look at the film, and you got to look at the context of the situations. Yeah. So whenever this is my best way to explain it. Whenever you see somebody making a case that this running back is better, Zeke fell off because his average is down. Those are the type people who think football is like golf or tennis, to where your success is based on your individual talent alone. And it's way out of context, and it's frankly lazy. It's lazy opinions. And I want us, because we're executives on this channel, we're thinkers. We don't just go with the crowd. We don't just go with popular statements that's not thought through. We actually think through people's arguments. We don't just go with lazy average statements. Because running back is not golf. Running back is not tennis. Quarterback is not golf. Quarterback is not tennis. And at some point, we got to start talking like some intelligent, smart fans and not lazy. Because this is about Zeke, but I'm going to talk about Dak too real quick. It is lazy to say Dak can't get us over the hump. Lazy. In a team game, you literally go blame one person like he out there with just one golf club or one tennis racket. When you got to depend on your coach, you got to depend on your defense, your receivers to catch. But what do Zeke? Yeah. Let's just, cause see, common sense test. Okay. We gonna take us a common sense test real quick. Okay. All right. This is a test to see if common sense will work today. 99% of running backs are not golfers or tennis players where success depends only on their talent. Running backs also need talent up front. Barry Sanders was the exception and not the rule, even though Barry Sanders had a good line. So let's just use our common sense real quick. Let's just try. Let's just give it a try. Let's try to use our common sense. Which one is Zeke go have more success with? This line, which was his 2023 line, or this line? Which one of those lines are tailor-made to increase your average? Which one? New England's or Dallas? So I'm making a case. This is the case that I'm making, and it's very simple. Zeke right now is more than enough to be your RB1. And I would also make another case and say this. He is actually perfect. And I fully understand why they didn't draft a running back. So I see y'all answering Dallas because it's common sense, because it's not tennis. It's not tennis to where, look, Zeke fell off. Look at his average. Look at his average. Nah, man, you listen. That'll work on shallow people. That ain't gonna work over here where people think. See, that'll work over there where people don't think. But when you come over here, you got to have a way better case than that, than just average. I got to look at how many times you touched the ball. I got to look at the situations that you was touching the ball in. I got to look at it all so I can get a real picture versus a lazy average. So I'm going to show you an example of what done already happened and this type of stuff is basically going around a lot. I'm gonna show you the habits that we've developed from listening to all these stat nerds versus people that's gonna truly break down the context of football. So a lot of people that follow me on Twitter saw this today. So right now it's already up to about 30,000 views, right? So on this particular video, I showed one of the films we showed, because we asked a question, a simple question on the film breakdown, because there's a lot of people that like to say Zeke washed up and he's slow and all of that. So we asked the question, is Zeke fast, right? So then obviously we show it, right? And you can clearly see Zeke in space outrunning the angles from secondary players. Usually people that's in the secondary are your fastest people on the team. Corners and receivers. So you can clearly see Zeke in space rolling. It's really right there in your face. You can't deny it. But guess what people go still do? Deny it. In their face. Speed that you can clearly see from last year. Yeah. Yeah. It's right there in your face. Yeah. But then you'll see stuff like this. Was that last year? I can't find the big. So you watching the film, but you want a stat. You see what we've become now? And see, I was telling the OC earlier, because I've seen this before. Sadly, I've seen this before. I'm being all the way honest. I've seen this before. And I've seen this many times. I have put film right there in people's face. All you got to do is watch it. I literally put side by side where you couldn't deny it. Steele versus Lyle. Side by side. And I watched a whole lot of people look at it and still say Lyle was better. I saw some media people saying Lyle was better. I was seeing them the film breakdown. They would still go right out there and lie. I would show the film. I would hear people say, oh, the only reason why Steele didn't give up a sack going against Bosa, Hunt and Judon, top pass rushers, is because Zach Martin was helping them. And I would say, nah, I did a breakdown and I showed every pass play, every one. I didn't leave one out. This is not a highlight. This is not a low light. I showed his good plays and his bad. I have every one. Zach Martin didn't help him. He was on the island. And I watched people watch the film and still say, yeah, this is what we've become. I can literally show people speed right there in the, you can see it. And they'll still say, I don't see nothing. That don't look like nothing to me. That don't look like RB1 to me. That don't look like somebody. Yeah. Because you know what? People not used to the truth. And a lot of people, I'm going to be honest with you. It's a lot of people, they crowd pleasers. That's what it is. So when you got somebody like me that's very comfortable standing alone, when he have the evidence, a lot of people feel safe with the crowd. See, it was a big old crowd that was co-signing Lyle. And they was wrong. And when they finally admitted it, it was too late. It was too late. But when we was saying it real time, and see, this ain't even acting like we all that. Because guess who was wrong first and admitted it? Me and the OC. And we admitted it. And you know how we first discovered that Steele was better than Lyle? We was doing shows every Tuesday and we would call it Competition Tuesdays. So in Competition Tuesdays, you got to do your homework. You got to, So y'all remember Lyle was suspended. So we over here looking at Steele at right tackle. And as I was watching him, I was like, say, man, this dude over here looking like a dog, bruh. I ain't say nothing to the OC, though. I was quiet. I was just doing my version of the film study, and I was looking at it. I was like, this boy balling. So then I went and looked at a Lyle from Tampa, and I was like, and so before I did the show, me and the OC, I said, hey, bro, did you do that breakdown on Steele versus Lyle? He said, yeah, I finished it. He said, man, Steele looking like he better. I said, bro, I guess it ain't just me, bro. I said, I'm going to give it a couple of more games. And that's what we did. We both was like, I ain't going to say nothing. I'm going to give it a couple of more games. And we kept watching. Then after a while, I was like, bro, this dude better, bro. So then we finally said, we got to put this on film, bro, because it's just the truth. This is better for the team to lobby for the guy that's playing better. I don't care that he was undrafted. He is clearly better than the fan favorite. So we both went live, did the comparison, and the first thing we did is we apologized. The first thing I said, hey, y'all, I was saying early in the season that Lyle was clearly better. I misspoke. I said, I messed up. It's the first thing I said. I said, I messed up. I said, he is not. And I said, Steele is better by a lot. And Steele is the best run blocker on the team. Better than Zach Martin. And then instantly people started to... Now, this was with evidence. This was the evidence. Like, I'm showing people film. I'm like, bro, this, look. Zach Martin right next to Steele. Look and just use your eyes and see who is getting more push. Even with the film, people still. And that's when I started realizing, I said, people don't respect film like they say they do. Our team paid for it too. Because if we would have all came together and went with the evidence, it would have been Steele starting versus San Fran versus Lyle. But because we was divided and some of us was trying to be right versus going with what's right in front of you, the evidence and what's on the film, we was ignoring the film just to be right. That's exactly what people doing with Zeke right now. A lot of our fans are doing it. I was talking with a guy on the phone yesterday, arguing me up and down, and then said, I have not even watched him. I said, what then? What we debating, bruh? If you haven't watched him, then why you don't want him? You ain't did no homework? No, I ain't did no homework. How you have an opinion and you ain't even looked at him? Yeah, because it shows a lot of people is like this dude right here. They looking at stats. Was that last year? Can't find that big game. Now, it's right here in front of this dude, and he looking for the stat. Yeah, Rodney says it's called cognitive dissonance. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. But I'm challenging us because if you're a real executive, you learn how to stand alone when it's the right thing. You learn how to say, you know what? The crowd is wrong on this one. And I'm gonna stay over here where the facts are. Yeah. And it was people in the chat that was like tripped out. Cause it is a trip when you see people do this. It's a trip when you watch it. You like, bro, this dude is literally ignoring the film right in our face. Like ignoring it for some stats. Yeah. Real life. It's amazing. So anyway, getting back to the point, you know what's going on? Because I'm gonna make a case. This is the first case I'm gonna say. As a nation, I'm gonna challenge us. More of us need to be like the OC. Because this is the first thing I'm gonna say in my case about Zeke as RB1. Zeke is the ultimate Marshals for 2024. He is the ultimate Marshals. Marshals is a term that I came up with because the department store Marshalls, they get a lot of their inventory from high-end stores, right? So like, let's say Neiman Marcus or something like that, right? But then let's say somebody return an item to Neiman Marcus. Because it's used, they might sell it to Marshalls at a discounted price. So it was formerly in a high-end store, but now it's in Marshalls. So it was formerly great. That's why I came up with that. Okay. The Dallas Cowboys have been doing an excellent job of roster building and filling holes with Marshall's free agents. They have been doing a great job of it. Stephon Gilmore was a former great that they got at a good price, i.e. Marshalls. So was Cook. So was Quinn. So was Cobb. So was Malik Hooker. If you look at the trend of the Dallas Cowboys, they filled their holes with Marshall's free agents. And Zeke is one of the best ones you will ever be able to get. Yeah, a former great who still have enough tread on his tire to be very effective for the Dallas Cowboys. But I'm going to tell you what the real problem is. And this is what I figured out about it. Remember, I always say, never go to a place where they bet against you because they go do everything to try to be right. Most people are ran by ego and they can't check it. Once they bet against you, once they say Zeke is washed up, they go stay with it. They not gonna let it go. It's just what it is. It don't matter how much evidence you show them. It don't matter. They go still. What's up, my boy Skywalker in the house? He says Zeke serves a purpose, but give him a role in a RBBC to keep him fresh towards the playoff. If they don't do that and run him downhill, he'll be warm per usual to the end of the season and suffers in the playoffs. And I 100% agree with that. You got to be very smart on how you use an older Zeke. And we're going to talk about that. That's a very good comment by Sky. What's up, homie? Very measured. So let's talk about that from an example that I'm going to talk about where we saw this work for us before. We saw this work for us before. Where did we see this work? Where did we see a Marshal's former free agent running back actually have great success with Dallas? Boss, that didn't work. No, it worked. Yes, it did. See, that was the noise people was making with him. Because if you look at the stats, because that's what a lot of people are judging Dak by right now. I'm not Dak, Zeke. They judging him by stats. So let's go look at the stats on Darren McFadden. Let's go look at it. If you go look at Darren McFadden, right? And you look at him, he looks like a certified bust. Cowboy Nation, at what point would you have quit on him? That's a real question, for real though, for real. At what point would you have quit on him? Because when McFadden came into the league, he ran a 4.3. And then you look at his production, it was not even close to Zeke. Zeke blew out his career production by a mile. $499 yards and only four touchdowns. 357 yards and only one touchdown. Remember, he also had a lot of injuries. That's why you're seeing a lot of games missed too. You're seeing a lot of games missed. 13, 12, 13. He finally had a good year. So it was something in him. The talent was in there. The talent was 1157 in 13 games. So the talent was there. Averaging 5.2, 5.4. Then you see him look like he falling off a rock. You seeing him miss a lot of games, and you seeing very limited production. But guess who got him in 2015? Your Dallas Cowboys. And oh my God, 1,089. Now, let's think about it in context too. Remember, he did most of that in the last 11 games. Because what was they doing early in the season? Do y'all remember? What was they doing early in the 2015 season? What was going on? I'm going to see if y'all remember. I'm going to sit back. I'm going to wait. I ain't going to even answer the question. I'm going to wait. I'm going to see if y'all historians can remember this. It was something that happened that caused him to become the featured back. It got something to do with some pennies. Yes, EG, you got it. You hit it dead on the head. They was doing running back by committee. That's what they was doing. Joseph Randall, and they was sharing the load. It was Randall. It was McFadden sharing the load. And I think it was Dunbar. But I remember it was definitely a committee. And then Randall got caught with that cologne or draws. It was something he was stealing. And they made McFadden the featured back, and he went crazy. But see, it wasn't just because of McFadden, was it? What really happened to cause him to go off? Yeah. They put a Marshall's free agent behind a young, rebuilt dog offensive line. What does that sound like? It should make sense. Cause like I say, if we trying to compare running backs by just averages and not talking about what's around them, you will miss the value of the running back that can actually complete your success. This ain't tennis. This ain't golf. This ain't. Now, what is working with Zeke? So if we looking at, and like, I still got the film, and like when we do the film, bro, I don't do highlights. I don't do lowlights. I'm gonna show you every play. So when you look at Zeke versus Pittsburgh, what does the film really say? But keep in mind, his line is wump trash. But if you turn on the film, tell me what you really see. For people that said he can't catch, what do you see? People that say, do he make the first person miss? What do you see? Do you see him falling forward? Did you see that jump cut right there? Did that just happen out of nowhere? Or was that skills? That first person missed, didn't it? And it was based on skills, wasn't it? Yeah. This is a good defense too. So when you watching and you seeing him with a wump trash line, but you see him make Watt miss right there. Didn't you? Did I just not see that? Did I not just see Watt? Did I? Am I seeing something? So you telling me if you get a real line with this guy, he ain't gonna help us? And yeah, he should be RB1. He should. I'm going to tell you the main reason he should be RB1. He perfectly fit the new identity of this offensive line. We have a punishing new offensive line. What's the best way to complete that? A punishing back. And are you seeing him fall forward? Listen, this is every play too. I didn't leave one out. I put the good in here and the bad. And you tell me, I'm just keeping it real. Because this is what is going on. I'm being all the way honest. I know what's going on. A lot of us are angry because the Dallas Cowboys did and are building their team differently than what we think they should be doing. So what we mad at is we want y'all to get aggressive in free agency. And they like, nah, we build with the young guys. We build it with the red shirts. That's what we do. Yeah. And sometimes we draft them a year early. And then they come out of nowhere like Bell, like Thomas, like John Stevens, like Steele. We've been going 12-5. Why would I do it your way? It's one place I know they goofy. All I say is don't do it with the shoes. I keep saying that. Don't do it at DT. That's the only place it don't make sense. Yeah. This is a great comment, bro. And I really appreciate this, man, coming from my dog. Because it's okay to disagree, bro. It happens. My boy say, this is why I rock with Boss, my boy Henny. I'm glad we pulled you out of retirement too, bro. We pulled Henny out of retirement. My boy been fighting a major sickness, man, and he trying to get his strength back. So we put him on a draft show, man. That boy still killed it. Fought through his pain and everything. But he said, this is why I rock with you, Boss. Even when I disagree with him, he comes with great points and film to back it up, starting to win me over. Yeah. And I appreciate that, bro. You know, because sometimes the draft is emotional. And it happened to all of us. I have a picture in my head on what I think we should be doing, right? And then it'll go different than what I expected. But I really believed in a certain player or a certain way. And when it go different, I feel like, oh man, we not finna win. And it's like, nah. Actually, if I just see, my boy Amp said it best, bro. He said it best. And he demonstrated it too during the draft. And I saw the opposite happening all day. It would be a certain player to get picked. And let's say we wanted a running back. And you would see the whole chat just deflate. Like, who is this corner? I hate Dallas. Like, you would see that. You would see people just deflate. And Amp said the smartest thing. He said, man, I'm going to be slow until I know. He said, I'm going to take my time. I'm going to go through the film. I'm going to research these balls before I get emotional. Man, that boy. Yeah. But let me say this real quick on Zeke being like the perfect, and I'm just mean this. See, this real landlord keeping it real. Say this is so real what landlord just said, because it be like that, bro. It is just like what he just said. He said, salute y'all. I damn near cried live. Man, I'm telling you, when you believing in your idea or you believing in this player, you know what I'm saying? And then you see them and you like, bro, you passed up on Barton? Right? Or you passed up on this receiver? Y'all sabotaging Dak. Right? And I saw my boy landlord got mad. Real talk. But he came back the next day and was like, I researched that linebacker, boss. He is nice. He a dog. And he felt better. Why? He was slow until he knew. Just like my boy Amp said, slow until you know. And I was liking my Notre Dame linebacker Morris. Because I already, that's why, because I was watching everybody. Everybody was mad, bro. Everybody was mad. So I tried to trim up. I said, let me play my note from 3 months ago. So I put my audio recorder, when I break these players down, I put it on audio, right? So that I can go back to it and remember my notes and stuff like that, right? So I played it where I said, yeah, just after I reviewed his tape at Notre Dame, I was like, nah, I see Fred Warner. And I said it. They can hear me say it on video. And I said, that was from 3 months ago, y'all. You know what I mean? And Landlord said, I'm going to check it out. I'm going to check it out. And he came back the next day on day 3 and was like, boss, I see what you're talking about now. And then everybody started feeling better, because then you start hearing that the community was saying the same thing. Like, then people start putting in the chat when I said Fred Warner, they said, yeah, I was watching Foots when they was going live, and he said the exact same thing. And I never talked to Foots. Never. But we saw the exact same comp. You know what I mean? So then now Landlord day 3 was chilling. But he was open. That was the key. He wasn't stubborn. It's a lot of people stubborn about Zeke. They got their minds made up that he washed up. It don't matter how much film you show him. It don't matter what kind of plan. It don't matter that you can prove to them McFadden was a whole lot worse. But when you put him behind the Great Wall, it restored his career. But they so stubborn, they so dead set on, because they bet against Zeke, they ain't gonna let it go. They gonna stay with it until Zeke showed them during the season. And by that time, I ain't gonna want to hear from you. I'm be like, bruh, I don't want to hear nothing you saying, bruh. Because you ignored all the film I showed you. You ignored all the evidence in the whole case that I made. And I didn't make no emotional case. This is a very logical measure Kool-Aid case.
It's a big thing for Boss Cowboy to actually say publicly that he drunk Kool-Aid. Listen, I do not drink Kool-Aid without first measuring.
It's very, very logical what I'm saying. Because this, I know this would be true. If we would have got Braylon Allen, Cowboy Nation, we going to the Super Bowl. We would have been jumping for joy. Just because he's a new toy. But also, we would have been doing that because he's a fit, and a perfect fit for this new offensive line. He would have been a perfect fit. A physical big back with vision that punishes, fall forward. Oh, we would have loved that. But then you got your own guy who just the same. He just older. I don't want him. I want some new. We need some fresh legs. Bro, all of us was saying Braylon was the best fit after the BB pick. Like, we all agreed on that. And we had our reason why. We was like, man, with the physicality of this new line, man, when it's time to close out games, shoot, man, that dude perfect. You got the exact same thing with Zeke. I don't want him. He washed up. Is he? What if I showed you that he's not? I don't know, boss. Bro, all right. Listen. So let me say this real quick, and then I'm going to take some calls. Hold on quick. My boy Rome he say, bro, we got to stop worrying about who they don't believe and start highlighting who they believe. I respect and appreciate your stance. Tell them, get with it or get left. See, wrong. The train is gone, bruh, and this is a good train. Appreciate that, wrong. You feel me? This is a good train, and I'm not selling y'all no wolf ticket. Y'all want to know why the Dallas Cowboys didn't get a running back? Because they already got one that fit perfectly.
Bruh.
And what it's coming down to is we wanted the Cowboys to do it our way. That's what's really going on. I'm just being honest. And we got to sometimes look within. We got to look within and say, is it my ego? My blood brother in the house. What's up, Sel? Sel. What's up, my brother? Is it my ego? Or am I humble enough to sit back and really listen to what they saying? Or, oh, the Joneses, they just stupid. On some things, yeah. On some things, whoo, they be pissing me out. But on a lot of things, they've been getting it right, bro. They've been getting it right. I feel way better after this draft. So real quick, before I take some calls, I'm going to challenge all of us, all of me included, every one of us, to try, not even to try. We need to be like my boy, the OC. I'm going to show y'all something that happened on day 3 of the draft. Okay? So y'all check this out. Turn off this music.
So it's a depth pick. Obviously, they're showing they believe in the running back room. They believe in Zeke. And I got some thoughts about that I'll share after this about Zeke after looking at more of his film yesterday and today. All right? And I'm going to retract some stuff.
Oh, wait. I told you. First of all, wait. Hold on real quick. Before he recants some stuff.
Listen, man.
That's big. Because I know the OC killed it yesterday.
That's a true football person. OC a true football person. You can make an opinion, but when you look at it, you got to look at it again to make sure your opinion is correct.
Yeah, slow until you know. That's the slow.
That's right. You don't never look at and say, all right, man, you got to look at it and evaluate it. You probably find some gold in everybody.
So why did me, Amp, and everybody respond like that? First of all, we responded like that because the day before, the OC went fed on us over Zeke. He went. Didn't he, Amp? He went. I'm talking about we was having some outright wars in there. All day. It was fun though. It was some of the best fights I've ever seen. It was some good fights. It was some good. Nobody was tripping, but we was really debating hard in there. And the OC came the next day. He said, I want to recant what I said based on film. That's what he said. And so that's why we was like, because it was like, bro, you went crazy on us yesterday. And he was like, I'm recanting it. That's the same thing we did with Steele and Lyle. We did the same thing. I was wrong, bro. I was wrong. But I'm finna be right now. Because what I'm saying now is based on film. What I said at first was based on an opinion. Now what I'm telling you, I've researched it, bro. And I'm finna prove it. So he continued. The OC continued, and it was epic. Watch this. Ain't no problem, big dog. I want to get to your thoughts on Zeke now, bro. We got the. Cause you said
Yeah,
recant, bro. So
yeah, recant, and when I say recant, I mean that I was too aggressive talking about 1 yard of carry and all that kind of stuff.
listen to that. Just keeping it real. I was going out. He was going off on Zeke. Man, Zeke, man, put him on short yardage, man. The dude go get you 1 yard. He was he was going off. But he humble. And this is when you putting the Cowboys first, not you and not your ego and trying to save face. It was about the right thing to do is say, hold on, I studied film and what I said about him was not right.
That wasn't right. When you look at Zeke Elliott and you look at last year, I think that it's a formula on how to use Zeke at this point in his career. And when you look at how the Patriots use Zeke, they used him in certain games at a very high IQ clip. In certain games, they did not. If you can get a body on a body and create a scene, Zeke is still that dude that can get you 5 to 7 yards a pop. He's still that dude. And Zeke showed burst in about 3 or 4 games. Because I looked at this. He
ain't lying. For anybody that went through the film study today and you see what Zeke was doing with this. And then imagine what he gonna do with this. And you got to listen to what the OC said, because he was talking schematic. And he said, if you can get a body on a body and get Zeke going downhill square, you're going to get you about 6 to 7 yards per carry.
Still that dude. And Zeke showed burst in about 3 or 4 games.
Hold on.
When you look at how the Patriots use Zeke, they used him in certain games at a very high IQ clip. In certain games, they did not. If you can get a body on a body and create a scene, Zeke is still that dude that can get you 5 to 7 yards a pop. He's still that dude. And Zeke showed burst in about 3 or 4 games. Because I looked at this. He showed burst in about 3 or 4 games that I hadn't seen in a couple years. Now, is he 2016 Zeke? No, he's not. But Zeke showed enough burst that I'm gonna move the chains for you. I will move the chains for you, and I will actually create for you. Now, this is what Zeke needs, though. Zeke needs who they drafted. Zeke BB.
He said Zeke need who they drafted. And he said BB.
Zeke needs a guy that can create a crease in between the tackles so that he can get burst. If you're getting hit in the backfield, if Zeke is getting hit in the backfield and he can't shoulder square to the line, that's when Zeke is going to be ineffective. But if Zeke can get his shoulder square to the line of scrimmage and give him a seam, Zeke is going to be productive for you. And Zeke is still the dude that is breaking tackles, man. I'm looking at that Patriots tape. I'm like, hold on now. He's breaking tackles, man. He's dragging boys. He's running over. It's a depth pick.
My bad.
And Zeke, and this is where the Cowboys failed underneath Kellen Moore. I'll say this because I watched a lot of tape on this. If you use Zeke in the flat, he's going to do a lot of damage. Use Zeke in the flats. Throw to Zeke in the flats. Let him do a wheel route. Let him do not even a wheel. Let him do a flare. And you can throw to him in the flats. You can also use Zeke with 2 big linemen in front of him in the short screen game.
Where's he getting this from? Where's he getting these ideas from? So, because we talked about it today, so obviously I'm cheating. But when he talking about using Zeke in the flats and getting him in space, he talking about the tape that, especially if you go look at the Pittsburgh tape. If you go watch the tape at Pittsburgh, it's going to piss you off because you go see them using Zeke how Dallas never used Zeke. I mean, they throwing the Zeke like I ain't never seen. And Zeke out there making boys miss in space. So the OC, he was getting these ideas from watching the concepts of how New England was using Zeke. And the one thing they was not doing, and I'm talking about New England from me breaking down the tape, they never did what we could do, especially if you put a lead blocker in front of Zeke. So let me show y'all something, bro. We making the whole case on why this is a very good potential RB1 for the Dallas Cowboys, and I ain't playing no games. So I want y'all to look at Hunter and just imagine Hunter as a lead blocker with Zeke behind him. Just use your imagination with what you just saw with that garbage that New England got. And you giving Zeke a lead blocker like this. And look at Hunter and what he's doing and imagine Zeke downhill behind that offensive line. How do you not get excited? Look at Hunter. And that's the concepts. I'm just giving you the concepts of what the OC was talking about. And just look at, man, New England didn't have no Hunter Lupke, bro. They didn't have nobody that could do what he was. Look at what Hunter doing. But then just imagine Zeke behind that and imagine this in front of Hunter. Oh my God, bro. This ain't even that hard. We are literally mad for nothing. Oh, Dallas, they didn't draft a running back. Oh, Dallas, they not serious. They trying to sabotage. Oh, come on now. They not serious. They playing. No, they are very serious. Getting Zeke is a serious plan, and it makes a lot of sense when you look at what the Dallas Cowboys look at Hunter, and then just use your imagination and say, put Zeke behind this, not little itty bitty Pollard who can't move. Every time he get hit, he stop. But then if you turn on the tape with Zeke and tell me what was Zeke doing by the tape, he still falls forward. You telling me Zeke ain't falling forward on every one of these runs? You telling me we not getting an extra 2 or 3 yards and he ain't even got no lead blocker? You still see the vision. You still see the cuts right there. He not as fast as what he used to be, but you can still see good decision making in space. The OC was not playing. What he did is he humbled himself. The OC humbled himself. Look at Zeke. Look at Zeke catch. The Dallas Cowboys never use Zeke like this. And this is in one game. This is catch after catch after catch. We use Zeke like a battering ram. And that used to always piss me off. I used to always say, and I mean this, I'm just being all the way honest, man. I'm just being all the way honest. If Zeke played for the Dallas Cowboys when he was in college, nobody would have ever thought he was a 3-down back. Why? Because Dallas hardly ever showed his hands. Ever. You would see him occasionally catch a fade. But I used to always say, low key, everybody that be wanting Zeke to have a big play, think about it. Zeke's biggest plays always generally came from catching. Think about it. It's what the OC said, getting them out in space. Yeah. You could tell the OC did his homework. Listen to him.
If you use Zeke in the short screen game, he can get vertical. It's a big on a small. You got to look at Zeke like a big on a small. If you get Zeke big on small, he's going to produce for you and be very productive. So those are my thoughts.
Oh, hold on. I know
somebody's thought. I'm gonna say somebody's thought. Defensive backs do not want to tackle Zeke in the flat.
What did I say? That is facts. That is facts. It's linebackers that don't want to tackle Zeke. How much more putting them out there in space in a West Coast offense? What did I say, boss?
And you go from the last year he was at Dallas, he only caught about 13 balls, and we told him that Zeke can catch. He caught over 50-some balls from New England last year.
Bro, listen to what Coach Marshall just said, man. That should piss you off. Listen to what he said. What did I say? What did I say, boss?
And you go from the last year he was at Dallas, he only caught about 13 balls.
13 balls with Dallas.
And we told him that Zeke can catch. He caught.
Yeah, because that's why people were saying, and they still saying over here falsely, he can't catch. Then you go look at him at Pittsburgh, he catching everything because he was used right. Listen to Coach Marr.
Over 50-some balls from New England last.
13 to 50.
But 300-some yards.
Hold on. Say that again, Coach. Say that again and look out. Say it again.
50-some receptions for.
So for those of y'all don't know, when Coach Marv make a good point, he go blink his eyes 1,000 times. That's why we was messing with him. But when Coach Marv like this, he in the zone, and he be in the zone. He be telling the truth, and nobody can mess with him.
With 300-some yards last year on an offense that was pitiful.
When Coach Marv start blinking like that, he done killed it.
So this is an idea about Zeke.
Look at Amp. Amp's so crazy. But see, we doing that because we know Coach. You know what I mean? We do watch parties with him, so we know him. So we was like, oh, he in the zone. That's why Amp doing that. He ain't trolling. We just having fun because well, he actually is trolling.
He can catch. He can block. And listen, he was on a team that was really horrible, but he still put up numbers. And he can't get you 800 yards this year. It's gonna be by committee. But he gave you 800 yards for the bum me for half the year.
And see, that's key what he said. It's go be by committee. He right. It's go be by committee. That's why you gotta know your offense. You gotta know Schottenheimer is not gonna have him as no featured back. Them days over. It's over. Them boys go share the ball, man. Which they should. You go see Zeke, Rico, for sure. You definitely go see Deuce. But the dude who fit, physicality-wise, the new offensive line, and your fullback is your former 21. Say it!
I mean, I don't know.
No.
Can I ask y'all one question though? I'm gonna go back and look at Zeke too. Are we gonna get him? Is it official? But I do gotta ask one question. Can he still make the first guy miss? Because that's important. I ain't watched him yet. I'm not contesting nobody. I'm just asking a question. That's all.
And he not being funny. That's a good question. He was like, bruh, I ain't watched the film. He asked the OC because the OC the night before went through a bunch of film.
I think that what I saw, I'll answer that, landlord, because I'm fresh off the tape. In some instances, he can make you miss. It depends on who it is. He's not going to make everybody miss. But what he will do is fall forward. So upon first contact, Zeke is still getting 3 or 4 yards. So if he don't make you miss, he's getting 3 or 4 yards. But I have seen him making people miss in the hole with that subtlety and that little quick shiftiness. So I think, if he doesn't age overnight, okay, and this is an if, because you never.
And see, that's where the OC being balanced. That's where he been balanced. And was he lying? When I turn on the tape and you see, didn't he say you see the subtleness in the hole? What are you seeing from these clips? What are you seeing? What is the film saying? What are you really seeing? And watch this. He's so slow, he able to run down DBs, but he's slow. Man, y'all need to stop. Some of this is just hating on your own guy, and you've been listening to the wrong people. Now you got somebody that's able to literally run down a safety. What are you seeing though? Like, what are you really seeing? Like, forget opinions. What are you seeing? Yeah. And see, listen, y'all got to listen to what I'm saying, man. My brother said, and I feel you on this. He said, don't get sucked in. He will wear down if you don't use him in a committee. That's what I just said. That's why I said you got to know your team. Schottenheimer is going to use Zeke in the committee. The lead. That's exactly why I said the lead back days are over. Where we got a feature back, that's over. But the guy that should be RB1 based on his skills, based on his physicality, based on his leadership, his understanding of defensive schemes and blocking schemes. Do y'all remember what Zach Martin said about Zeke? Because I heard a lot of people say, man, I'm concerned that it's gonna be like Witten. It's gonna be like Witten. No, bruh, this ain't Witten. I see y'all super chats, man. I see all y'all super chats. I'm putting them to the side. I'm gonna take every one of y'all super chats. No, Witten and Zeke different, bruh. Can I just keep it real? Do y'all want me to lie to you or keep it real? Witten was selfish. Zeke ain't selfish. See, Witten was so selfish. Stephen Jones was sitting at the podium one day and they talked about drafting a tight end, and Witten was behind him. And Stephen Jones said, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Every time we draft a tight end, this guy comes to my office to tell me it was a wasted pick. See, that sound cute, but imagine if you was the tight end that was drafted. How would you feel to know a guy that you looked up to going into the Dallas Cowboys ran upstairs to go talk to the principal? You Rico gathers and this dude run up there. You shouldn't have got him. You shouldn't. No, Zeke ain't like that. What did Pollard say about him? He said, this is the most unselfish dude. What did Zeke say? He said, Pollard earned them reps. He said, when I first started, it used to be about feed me. But then I started having too many carries, and by December, I was hurting. Do y'all remember that interview? Witten and Zeke different. Zeke go coming here for the team. That's why Zach Martin said he embodies the whole spirit of the Dallas Cowboys in unselfishness. We are literally afraid for nothing. Let me go back to what the OC was saying, because he was cooking. Because he was keeping it real. Because he was starting to say something to where the OC was being extremely balanced. Now listen to the OC on this now. Listen.
He can't get you 800 yards this year. It's going to be by committee, but he gave you 800 yards for the bum knee for half the year.
Say it!
I mean, I don't know.
Now, let me.
Can I ask y'all one question though? I'm gonna go back and look at Zeke too. Are we gonna get him? Is it official? But I do gotta ask one question. Can he still make the first guy miss? Because that's important. I ain't watched him yet. I'm not contesting nobody. I'm just asking a question.
That's my dog.
I think that what I saw, I'll answer that, landlord, because I'm fresh off the tape. In some instances, he can make you miss. It depends on who it is. He's not going to make everybody miss. But what he will do is fall forward. So upon first contact, Zeke is still getting 3 or 4 yards. So if he don't make you miss, he's getting 3 or 4 yards. But I have seen him make people miss in the hole with that subtlety and that little quick shiftiness. So I think, you know, if he doesn't age overnight, okay, and this is an if, because you never know what a running back until you get to the next year. That's the problem. When you have a guy that had so many carries as he's had, you don't know what you're going to see until you get in that next regular season. Like,
keeping it real. Is he keeping it fake or keeping it real? He giving you both sides of the case. He ain't this is definitely not a man that's over here just co-signing and in love with Zeke. He giving you a fair, balanced, measured Kool-Aid case on the pros and cons and potential cons of Zeke.
You just kind of don't all the way know. But what I'll say is this. What he did last year is he was very effective at run after contact, and he normally made the first guy miss in the hole. But I will emphasize this again. You have to use Zeke in a certain kind of way. If you use Zeke in the wrong way, he's not going to be productive. What you also saw doing over, and they gave him lead blockers. They gave him Luke. So we got Luke in here, right? We got the fullback in here that's a hammerhead. He can block. You got to use him in a power formation. Let him get the first man. Let Zeke get vertical in terms of his shoulder square, and Zeke will be pretty productive. Am I guaranteeing 1,000 yards? Patriots use Zeke. They used him in certain games at a very high IQ clip. In certain games, they did not. If you can get a body on a body and create...
Get to your thoughts on Zeke now, bro. We got the...
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. Bro.
As he's had, you don't know what you're going to see until you get in that next regular season. Like, you just kind of don't all the way know. But what I'll say is this. What he did last year is he was very effective at run after contact, and he normally made the first guy miss in the hole. But I will emphasize this again. You have to use Zeke in a certain kind of way. If you use Zeke in the wrong way, he's not going to be productive. What you also saw doing over, and they gave him lead blockers. They gave him Luke. So we got Luke in here, right? We got the fullback in here that's a hammerhead. He can block. You got to use him in a power formation. Let him get the first man. Let Zeke get vertical in terms of his shoulder square, and Zeke will be pretty productive. Am I guaranteeing 1,000 yards? No. But I will say he got a break last year in the sense that he rushed for under 200 attempts. I believe 186 to be exact. But if Zeke can maintain the 182, excuse me. If Zeke can maintain the freshness and you can get Zeke in certain situations, he's still a power back. He's still probably one of the best, if not the best, finishers in the game. He can give you some great productivity. That's
I gotta say this because Buddha, he said we capping for Zeke.
I'm right behind you, boss.
See, and that's the type of stuff. Remember, I tell you, never work for people that bet against you, because they go always do everything in their power to try to be right. See, that's what you're seeing right now with Buddha. That's what you're seeing. And I'm seeing that even in the chat. It don't matter what kind of evidence I show. It don't matter what kind of film I show. Some of y'all and a lot of people have just made up in their mind that he is done. It don't matter what we say. It don't matter that the OC clearly the day before was greatly against it, did his homework, and came back totally different. So I would say this: be the OC, never be Buddha. All right. So let me say
he could be here if he take
hold on, coach. Let me do something real quick, coach. I promise you next. I promise you. I just gotta, because this happens when people talk about Zeke. There's an anti-Zeke crowd. They just put hold on real quick. See, you see what I'm saying? Look at this. See, look. This is a perfect example. Look at this. The film doesn't show Zeke being effective, boss. Didn't I tell you? Didn't I tell you? It's some people, it don't matter what you show them, they minds made up. Like, you can literally show them the actual film of everything the OC was saying. As the OC was saying, you can see that the subtleness in the hole. I was showing it. Landlord asked the question. He said, does he make the first guy miss? I was showing it. I showed you his offensive line and how garbage it is.
Right. Facts.
And they stay with it regardless of who said it. Now, some of y'all wasn't here yesterday. The OC went off on Zeke.
Facts.
Okay? He went off on Zeke. This is the difference between the OC and some of y'all. The OC went to go check, though. Because the OC said after the show, I'm going to go check on that boss.
Yep, he sure did.
And he said, I'm going to go check also on the linebacker. It's called doing your homework. Okay? So if you saying we capping, you obviously don't know us. And you ain't been paying attention. That's all it is. You that's just what it is.
Thanks.
And see, yeah, because I know Buddha. Buddha only show up when it's draft time, then he disappear for a whole year. So he one of them dudes don't know the. So, but those of y'all that been following this channel, y'all already know OC has been against Zeke for a long time. That's exactly why me and Amp, when he said he wanted to recant, we was like, what?
Believe in the running back room. They believe in Zeke. And I got some thoughts about that I'll share after this about Zeke, after looking at more of his film yesterday and today. All right, I'm gonna retract some stuff.
Why you think we responded like that? The OC been going off on Zeke for almost a year. But when it was time to do the work, he let the film speak. He didn't put himself over the team. He didn't put he didn't have a fragile ego. He wasn't over here like, I'm still gonna try to be right. I don't see nothing in that film. I don't see nothing. The film spoke and he changed based on what he saw. And a lot of us as fans are basically, let me tell you what you're doing. You slandering a guy you should be happy came back because you want to be right. It's about you and your ego over the Cowboys. Wait, I told you. First of all, wait. Hold on real quick before he recants some stuff. That's big because I know the OC killed it yesterday. Yeah, I said that's big because he went off on us.
That's a true football person. OC a true football person. You can make an opinion, but when you look at it, you got to look at it again to make sure your opinion is correct.
Yeah, slow until you know. That's a slow.
Right. You don't never look at and say, all right, man, you got to look at it and evaluate it. You probably find some.
Just some people can't do that. It's just some people. It's not in them. They character. They got so low of a character, they just can't do that. It's just not in some people. It's just what it is. But I wish it was. I really do. I wish it was in more of us to actually put the Cowboys first. I'm being honest. I wish it was in more of us to actually, and I ain't talking about being a fanboy for Zeke. I ain't talking about nothing like that. Absolutely not. I ain't talking about just supporting him because he's back. I ain't talking about no. My whole case is about football. My whole thought about him as RB1 is about football. I would be the goofiest hypocrite in the world if I made this strong case for Braylon after we got BB. But then I look at somebody who's faster, not as big, but faster, but also punishing, but say, no, because I just want them to have some young legs. Nah, I was making the case for Braylon because of the style. The style of runner that fit our new offensive line. So let me take these super chats real quick, then I'm gonna take some calls. All right, let's get it, y'all. Let's get it. All right, so my first super chat come from the OG Oscar. my boy for life, real talk. We need to catch up too, bro. For real, been too long. For real. I'm gonna call you tomorrow. So he said in his super chat real quick, he said, you cooking, boss, man. Appreciate that, OG. Appreciate that, man. And again, this ain't got nothing to do with liking Zeke, bro. For real. This ain't got nothing to do with like, he's one of us. I'm happy he back. Y'all remember in the offseason, I never brought up Zeke one time. The backs that I was talking about bringing in, I was talking about Saquon. I was talking about Swift. I never, ever brought up Zeke as an option. But now that I done went through his film, even more, mixed with this offensive line, it's not even hard to me. But if you see it different, I respect it. I do. I respect it. It's cool. I do. But I definitely see the value. And I really do see why Dallas Lynn was like to them running backs. For real. Then this is a good super chat. He said Zeke's veteran knowledge is crucial. Yeah, man, because think about what we was asking. Just really think about what we was asking. We was asking a 3rd round running back to be a pivotal running back on a contending team. What's cap? Who you talking to? What's cap? You talking to somebody in the chat or you talking to me? I want to know. Sam, who you talking to? My other super chat. Shooters, get ready. Just get ready. You gonna know what to do. My boy Sidney said, I like Hunter. He gives 110% each play. They miss the opportunity to give him snaps during his big leads. I agree, bro. I think they dropped it. He said he fumbled once and they gave up on him. I totally know that they made a mistake with that too. Yeah, so shooters, you know what to do. You know what to do.
Everybody around me shooters. Ain't no telling who was shooting, nigga.
Thank you, shooters.
Everybody around me shooters. Ain't no telling who was shooting, nigga.
It's okay to disagree, but you ain't gonna be disrespectful, bro. My boy said kill confirmed. I told you. I said shooters, get ready. I knew it. Like, bro. Nah, bro. Don't come in here because see, that's what happened. I told you, didn't I tell you? It's so many people got all their toes locked in on their opinion, their original opinion. I said he was washed up. I'm not getting off of it. So they come in here and think they go come at the host. Man, I got way too many shooters up in here, man.
Everybody around me shooters. Ain't no telling who was shooting, nigga.
So it's a certain kind of way we go always disagree. Let me just set the groundwork for these new people that's starting to subscribe to the channel. Your voice matter. It really does. A lot. At the same time, it's gonna be a certain kind of way you talk to each other as well as me. If you are a part of the executive crew in the chat, we disagree a certain kind of way. Like for instance, I went off on somebody yesterday because they came in and said we ain't gonna never win a playoff game. I went off on them. I did. And you know what else I did? I apologize. Sure did. Because his voice still mattered, even though I totally disagree with it, and it pissed me off. And I'm telling y'all, I'm just telling y'all straight up, one of my pet peeves is if you come in it, if you already defeated, bro, just don't say it. Keep it to yourself. Don't ever put that in my chat because it's gonna set me off. I'm just telling you right now. Somebody came in about 2 weeks ago talking about the Texans is better than us. It just set me off. I'm just letting you know. Don't walk in the chat with a defeated attitude, especially if I'm having a bad day. I'm gonna mess around and hit you in your mouth. I'm just being honest. Run it up. Boom, I'm gonna hit you right in your mouth. So AJ said, people think they're a genius when putting ain't behind someone's name. You need to explain more than just saying he fumbled once and gave up. Oh, hold on, I'm trying to read it. You need to explain more than just saying ain't it. Okay. So, but this is the deal though, man. They gave up on Hunter too fast. They did, bro. They did. And I was very upset at that because when I broke down Hunter conversion rate was amazing. His conversion rate, Hunter Lukey, on short yardage, it was just as good as Zeke. And that's real talk. And on top of that, he did everything asked of him unselfishly. If you said be a lead blocker and be a crash dummy for Pollard, he did it. Every time too, and did a good job at it as a rookie. And he fumbled one time and you gave up. I didn't like whoever made the decision. I thought it was cowardice. I'm just being all the way honest. It was almost like they escaped. Look at all this good lead blocking he doing. Man, yeah, that pissed me off. That's a very good super chat. They gave up on him too fast for me. Facts. This is my last super chat. Then we go take some calls. Get up out of here. He said the misuse of Zeke was no power run set. Hopefully we can use him and Hunter effectively. Oh my God. Exactly, bro. You get Zeke in these power runs 5 years late. Emmitt Smith and Darrell Johnson. I see the vision. It's right here in front of us. I don't know why nobody really talk about Hunter Lukey and the only person that I really heard talk about Hunter Lukey and this blocking was Aisha Morrison. She's the only person that I heard talk about it. And she said it before he was drafted. And she look, but you can see it. Man, that boy is moving people out them holes. And it's right there in our face. Clear as day. Let's take some calls.
Piling paper, got them talking nice to me. Down the bottle, it be going right through me. Brown baby, down to take a flight to me. They think that I'm stunting, but it's slight to me. Piling paper, got them talking nice to me. Guess that's why the labels want the rights to me. CD on my back and it feel light to me. They think that I'm stunting, but it's slight to me.
Let's go! They having parties up in Boss Cowboy Sport, man. I think I should have been a DJ or something, bro. I tell you what, you gonna be able to groove if you come to Boss Cowboy Sports. I promise you that. You gotta have a groovy heart, bro. My bad, I took so long, Willie T. My bad, I took too long. Willie T say, finally. My boy Kato in the house. What's up, man? Kato, man, my OG Kato in the house. Good to see you, big dog. I see these phone calls coming in, man. Y'all come on in the building. Come on in. I see y'all coming in. It's a lot of y'all. I knew this was gonna get y'all going. I'm gonna lock the meeting. It's too many. I just locked it. But let's go, man. I ain't gonna rush nobody today. I'm taking tomorrow off, so we can just talk some football. So if you sitting there cleaning the house, sit back. Cause I know all these people in here, they finna cook. But still be courteous, y'all. Y'all still be courteous. Y'all be courteous. Y'all please act like y'all know I've been live. Okay, I've been live for a minute now, so just respect that. But I know these callers, all these callers go hard. Every one of them. All right, here we go. One-handed bandit. Let's kick it off. Hold on.
Yo, you hear me?
Yeah.
All right. My thoughts on the Zeke thing. I'll admit, last year before the season started, when you had that live on, we should get Zeke, get him back before he got signed to New England. I was against it. I called and said no. I was against it. I think Pollard was gonna.
I remember that.
Fine. I was wrong. Pollard didn't do it anyway. Yeah, I was wrong. But when it comes to this year with Zeke coming, I'm not mad at it. I just think that if he's here, we have to have a reliable wide receiver too. If he's going to be the number one, so that he doesn't break down as much. And it worries me a little bit, at least with Rico. It worries me with his injury issues as of late. But
the conference has been unlocked.
Freeman, I guess he deals with that sometimes, right? He's dealt with that. I don't know how bad his injury history is, but he could be RB2 or Deuce, or if he wants to combine them all, they'll be good RB2s and just switch them out every game. Kind of like what the 49ers did in 2019 when they went to the Super Bowl. They had 3 backs that they switched in and out of the game. I think that would be beneficial for this year, in my opinion.
One-handed. This is what I think they should do. Hey, Montana, open up the back door. Come on in, bro. There you go. I think my boy came in. There you go. I got you. I'm locking it again.
The conference has been locked.
So check this. The real thing I hope they do, I still hope they run the offense through Dak and CD. And I want them to run the offense through Dak and CD all the way up into December. Into the first part of December. I don't even want to see no aggressive running game until the first part of December. Because that's when I want them to start preparing for the playoffs, making sure your running backs in rhythm, and I want you to keep them as fresh as possible for the long haul. Not just Zeke, all of them.
I agree with that.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
You know.
Exactly. I agree with that. I think Zeke will make a difference, especially since we're a power running team and not what Kellen was doing with inside runs. You know what I mean?
Right.
So with him and Hunter Lupke, it'll work great.
Right.
That's why I was vouching for us to get a Braylon Allen, because Braylon Allen and Zeke would have been great. But with the running backs we have, I trust them. It's just, can Rico stay healthy if he's going to be the primary RB2?
No, that would be a bad bet. Just you know.
Yeah, in my opinion, if I had to choose, I would probably do Deuce or Malik Davis. Malik Davis, we didn't see him once last year. Was he dealing with injuries? I don't understand. After the 49er game, when he said he wanted more reps, he got in trouble for it, at least as far as I know. We haven't seen him since.
That was the rumor, but I will say this. One of the things that also happened during that game is Malik Davis couldn't block. And Kellen Moore was throwing a lot that game. So if you throwing a lot, you got to have a guy out there that can block. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So that's why they sat him down. To me, that's why they set him down, because, I could clearly see, and Coach Marv pointed it out, and it was undeniable that he was out there throwing out a chicken wing. And you got to stand in there for your quarterback, and we all know Zeke will stand in there for that. Period.
Yeah, he's a great blocker. That's the thing he brings to the table too.
Yeah,
Pollard couldn't block as well at times too, getting Dak sacked the 5-yard line and stuff. So
Pollard had a better year last year. He had a way better blocking year last year. He did. I can't knock Pollard blocking last year, but the year before,
he did better overall.
He was kind of womp. So, But appreciate the call.
Yeah, but thanks for taking my call. That's just fine. That's just my thought. You have a great night.
You too, man. Yeah, good call, man. All right, my boy Cali. Oh man, hold on. Oh man, hold on. Let me get my boy Cali going. Cali, you live?
Yeah, can you hear me, boss?
Yes, sir. What's up?
Can you? Yeah, I just want to make a couple points. Number one, Zeke's pass catching ability and his blocking ability at the NFL level, not talking about in college, but at the NFL level, are proven. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
His red zone ability is proven.
Yeah.
There's like no doubt about it whatsoever.
Right.
And then when you factor in the love that his teammates all show for him, that is critical because that chemistry, that team chemistry, makes a difference when you're trying to make a championship run. That, along with his veteran knowledge just from all the games he's played in and all the high-level ball he's been playing.
Right.
So my last point is, what you hit on was with the drafting of this line, the drafting of these big boys we got, that changes the profile. And you can see that the team, the ownership is turning up the volume on intensity. So to me, this is a no-brainer.
Right.
This is simply a no-brainer. And the haters are gonna hate, but I'm going with my gut. To me, this is a no-brainer, boss.
I feel like you. Yeah, I feel like he's a great fit for this new line. It screams physicality. Like, how can you get beat up like you did versus Green Bay, but then not recognize the physicality difference between Zeke and Pollard?
Exactly. And in that combo you talked about with Hunter Lupke in front of him, I mean, that's physicality on top of physicality.
That's cheating.
You know what I'm saying?
That's cheating. That is downright. So you got a physical offensive line, a physical fullback, and a physical tailback. You telling me Zeke ain't no fit? I just don't know what to tell you.
Exactly. And his ability to jump cut behind that, because I don't care what anyone says, his jump cuts are at an elite level. When his knee's not injured, he's elite.
Yeah. Oh, you said that best. You said that because that's what a lot of people don't notice. Because I did a before and after, like where I showed him before he hurt his knee. You can see them jump cuts. Like after he hurt his knee, he became like a one cut runner. You know what I mean? He was just kind of taking and just being physical, but that agility was gone. Man, you be watching the Cowboys. You be watching the Cowboys.
Hey, you know, boss. You know that, man.
Yeah, you on the Cali, bro.
Anyway, that's all I got, man.
Man, good call, bro.
That's
Appreciate
all I
it.
got today, boss.
Appreciate it, man.
Right on, boss. Keep
all
it
right,
up, man.
You too.
Keep it up. It's
you
fire.
Too. Thank you, brother.
All right.
That was Cali Cowboy, man. Dope call. All right, Chris 214. I'm talking about every one of these calls are dope. What's up, Chris 214?
What's going on, boss? How's it going?
It's good.
Good. Hey, I'm gonna be completely honest with you, bro.
What's that?
I know you got a job to do, and I appreciate you. But bro, do you really gotta show film on Zeke? Have we stooped that low as a fan base to not know who this man is?
I'm gonna be honest, bro. It happens. Chris 214, I feel you, but sometimes we all get it wrong, man. And I'm being honest. You know what I'm saying? Like the OC, you see he's a very authentic person. He argued us up and down because he didn't know. You see what I'm saying? But yeah, he went to the film. You know what I mean? Some people kept up with him over there in New England. I didn't. I just started looking at him after the rumors started going, and I was like, nah, he still got something left, y'all. You know what I mean? But yeah, I didn't really watch New England like that. I be capping. You know what I mean? So just being fair to the people who might not know, sometimes you just don't know. Just keeping it real. It's just, are you humble enough that if you do see what you say you want to see, will you do like the OC?
That's true. That's true, and that's very fair. Me, he was on my fantasy team, so I guess I had a little bit advantage.
Yeah.
So I kind of paid attention to him
Right.
a little bit more.
Yeah, because I do that with my fantasy players too. I watch them. You know what I mean? So that's why you knew already. Most people from Dallas did not know. You know what I mean? And think about the media and how they killed Zeke. Most people treated him literally being a warrior like he was washed up, right? He played on a bad knee and still got 1,000 yards, and people was like, he done. It's like, what? Like, nah, bro. What really happened is he was unlucky. The first time he got hit directly on that knee, freakish, right? The second time, look at that. Ooh, look at him truck this dude. Look at this. Can you see Can you see?
Yep.
Watch him truck to safety. Yeah. Ooh, y'all, man, you would never see that not like that. Pollard tough, but not like this, bro. Man, say, look, man.
Yeah.
Bow.
That dude banged up a little bit.
Ooh. Anyway, but I forgot what I was saying, man. I got caught up on that film.
Nah, it's all good. But and this is my last point.
Oh no, I was talking about the media. That's what I was talking about.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah, so like he never was, to me, in my opinion, recognized for the toughness that he brought. You know? And I was talking about the freakishness. Because he was treated like he's injury prone now. When it's like, nah, bro, he was just unlucky. He got hit on that knee first time. The second time he landed wrong and hyperextended it. You know what I mean? It ain't like his body breaking down. Zeke is one of the most durable athletes, period. And when people talk about,
absolutely.
You see what I'm saying? But people, what they did is they took that anomaly that happened to his knee and then threw him in a lump of all the other running backs that are breaking down. They start treating him like he's Saquon, and his body has never been like Saquon. And it was,
never.
And it's all that media coverage that he washed up and all this kind of stuff. So, our fans ran with it, and we ran him out of town, straight up.
And we don't like context. Us as a fan base, hey, y'all, we got to get better with context.
Yeah.
That shit really matters.
Yeah, it's some people real life mad at me.
Thing.
Real quick, it's some people real life mad at me because I'm actually proving it. You know what I mean? It's some people that's steaming mad right now. You know what I mean? Because they had an opinion and they wanted to be able to say he washed up, he's slow, and then I can show you where he outrunning DPs and they can't even catch him on an angle. They steaming right now. It's a whole lot of people that normally comment ain't said a word. Why? Because I'm saying something totally against what they've been preaching. So they mad at me. So it's just how it is.
Yeah. And my one last point, I know that you're going to get to it, but boss, you got to bring back that O-line chart about when you say if this person's hurt, he going to play. Hey, bro, I love when you do that chart, bro.
Yeah, I still got it. That's how I built this. I'll bring that back. It's a long off season, man. So we gonna be having that talk. So right now, what's going on?
Yeah.
What's going on is we just got through with the draft. So since we just got through with the draft, you know how it is. Everybody want to know about the draft. People giving their opinions, their grades. They trying to discover these undrafted free agents. Then the Zeke news broke. So obviously you got to talk about that, right? Give your perspective on that. So look at my boy Tariq. We go.
Oh yeah. Well, all right, boss. Hey, I'm gonna let you get back to these other callers. Hey, man, I appreciate your work and keep going.
All right, but appreciate you. All right, here we go. Let me get to these other callers. We go see. Yep, you could always tell the people that bet against Zeke. We go see. All right. I'm telling y'all, it's a whole lot of people that would literally want Zeke to play bad just to say, see, I told you. DP, you live.
What's going on with you, boss?
What's happening, man?
Hey, man. I just wanted to call in. I wanted to try to hopefully add some clarifications for Cowboys Nation, some things I was thinking about and observed.
Okay.
I know a lot of folks, number one, is real mad about us not getting that Braylon boy in the draft.
Yeah. They mad.
But I sat up the other day and I thought about it. It's a very good reason why we didn't get it. I know it sounds real sexy to have a 6 foot, 230-pound running back with 4.5 speed and good vision who run behind his pads. Thing is, we just signed that. That's Royce Freeman.
Yeah.
So it would have been a redundancy, especially if they already thinking about Zeke gonna be RB1. So all right, we already got a guy that's proven we know gonna do his thing in that role.
Right.
You know what I mean? To me, he was my favorite pick. I'm starting to think Nealon might end up being our best pick overall and down the line, but Cooper Beebe was my favorite pick in the draft. And the reason why is because I've actually been telling folks for 2 years that Tyler Biotis can't get to the mic and you can't leave him with the one tag. That was the big issue we had with our run game. That's all. That's all. We're different.
I do want BB to lose about 10 pounds.
I hope he do too. I believe that's going to be essential. But from what I understand, he's been working with Duke for 2 months already. So I'm pretty confident he's going to be ready by the beginning of the season, bro. Now, I mean, the fact that he's been working with Duke for 2 months before we even get our hands on him, that just made me think, now I mean, that he's ready. And the guy we was going to recommend anyway already know what to do with him. So I'm real confident with that. But something else I was thinking about that I did just want to mention, especially with the conversation being about Zeke today. Boss, when we was younger, the Patriots had this running back, came in about 215. He used to have some breakaways, but as he got older in his career, he went down to 210, then he went down to 205. And at the end of his career, nobody talked about the breakaway runs no more. He just was doing consistently with a cloud of dust is 5 yards, cloud of dust is 8 yards. Consistently got you 10 touchdowns, 1,000-yard season. Ezekiel Elliott, bro, is the new Curtis Martin.
I've been hearing that. That's a good comp too. That's a real good comp.
That's who he is, bro.
Yeah.
That's who he is. He's a veteran who knows, like you just showed earlier when you did your film session with OC. Zeke is a vet running back who understands how to press a hole, and he understands because he is intelligent as he is, and he's always in the rooms with his offensive line.
Yep.
He knows where the defenders are coming from.
Yep.
So not only do I know how to press this hole, when you collapse it, I know where to lean so I can fall forward and get that extra 2-3 yards.
Yep.
Zeke might not have, but maybe 1, 2, maybe 5 runs of over 20 yards. But he's going to get you a bunch of 15s, a bunch of 10s, and a bunch of 8s. It still add up to 1,000 yards, bro.
Yeah. And I don't even care about the yards. I want the points. That's what I want out of Zeke.
Yeah.
He can have 600 yards, but if he give me 8 touchdowns, 9 touchdowns, man.
That's what I want.
Yeah.
That, and be honest with you, more than the yards for Zeke, it's just the moments, bro. I want Zeke to be standing next to Dak on 3rd down. You know what I mean? I want Zeke to be able to be there in the closeout moments when we got a lead and we just need to run the clock. I don't need Zeke. Know what I mean, for 60 minutes. I need him about 15 minutes a week.
Yeah.
Do the dirty work. Go on and get you some Gatorade.
Man, you spitting, bro. Man,
that's all I got for you today, bro. I had time to
that's
think
all
about
you
this.
got, bro. That's all you got, DP.
That's all I got for you today. Oh wait, no,
I knew you had some more, bro. I knew you had some more.
I got to give you one more. Hey, Cowboys Nation, stand up. Stephen Jones has no excuse to talk to us about Joshua Ball and Mr. Walesko. No more. We got Scene. We got TJ. We got Hoffman. We got that new boy we just drafted in the 7th. That's 4 reserve linemen, 3 of which we already know we like. There's no reason for us to ever have to hear about Joshua Ball and Walesko ever again. Let's celebrate that.
Let's celebrate. Good call, bro. Good call.
All right, bro.
All right.
My bro.
All right. I gotta address some of this stuff that's coming in. So, my boy Tariq. He said, please don't put me in no categories. I want to win. If he can help us win, it counts. I have nothing to say, boss. Nah, I gotta put you in that category because it's how you moving, bro. And you ain't stopped moving like that. When you stop moving like that, I won't put you in them categories. So me and you was talking on the phone yesterday, and you had all these critiques on Zeke, and then came out and said you didn't even watch no film. Then you said you was gonna watch the film and get back with me. I actually am showing you the film, and now you have nothing to say. That means you are in a category. Your actions are showing you are in that category that's wanting to be right. And that's just the facts, bro. Based on your actions. And I will want you to actually give an assessment of the film that you saw today. You have not done that yet. Therefore, you are in the category. And anybody that's over here continuing to root against Zeke, even though I've clearly shown you evidence opposite of what you're thinking, it means you want to be right more than you want to win. And yes, you are in that category. So, Chris, you're a long-term, you've been listening for a long time. I think you just walked in because you say Zeke can't break away. He's slower than Witten now. Okay. So you probably just walked in. I want you to give me your honest assessment. I want you to give me your honest assessment of what do you think of Zeke running away last year in open space where even DBs couldn't catch him on an angle. And I want you to be honest. Because that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to break us out of this stubbornness that we can have sometime where we're actually rooting against our own guys. Especially when you seeing the evidence of speed and you seeing fast people that can't run them down or didn't run them down. And I want us to be honest. I will want us to follow the example of what we saw with the OC. Especially if you're an executive of this channel. If you're an executive of this channel, that means you are serious about wins and it's not about you. It's about the Cowboys. I don't want us to be the type of people where we're trying to be right. I want us to be the type of people where we putting what's true first, not us first. So obviously you just heard the case about Zeke as RB1, and it's actually very easy. It's not even hard, you know. It's just one of those things that I'm gonna be all the way honest with you. We just have to be independent enough to say what you see. You have to be for the Cowboys enough to say what you see. Because I'm gonna tell you something. It's one thing that I had to come to that I fully have embraced and accepted. I'm not gonna be in certain circles because I speak my mind. Even if I do it with tact, I'm still gonna tell you my opinion.
Bring a real back. He be speaking his mind. That boy with the shit.
And so some circles I would never be in because people know that. They know, boss, he gonna fight you. And let me tell you something. A real friend, you can fight him. One of the best parts of the Matrix I ain't gonna never forget, is when Neo was fighting this Asian guy, right? And then they just start going at it, right? And the Asian guy started just fighting him out the blue. It was in the Matrix Part 2. And then the Asian guy, he just stopped. And Neo in the Matrix, he was like, what was that? Like, why did you just start fighting me? Man, that dude said, you don't know nobody until you fight them. That's when you really know somebody, when you fight them. So that's why I feel like I'm so privileged to rock with the people that I rock with. People that embrace debate from a healthy place. Because that's really likely what's going on with this Zeke thing too. It's a lot of networking that's going on. It's a lot of people trusting the mainstream media. And when you start listening to the mainstream media and you start listening to local radio and you start listening to the major networks and you start trying to be a part of the crowd by saying what you hear the most. So that's how people like Zeke get caught into this trick bag, right? Because you hear a lot of people say stuff like, I'm cool with Zeke in short yardage. See, the reason why you hear that so much is because it's said so much, but it never makes sense. How could I show you the film, which I just did, of Zeke running away from safeties and corners, but then say, but he's only good enough to be a short yardage back? Doesn't make any sense. No sense at all. So it's one of those situations to where I said this on the last video. We have to become comfortable standing on truth if you standing on it alone. Because I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. This happens all the time, so you might as well get on the train right now. All these people that's talking against Zeke, they go do a full about face in about 3 more games. I'm talking about a full 180. I saw these same people do it with Terrence Steele. I'm talking about mainstream media. They was beating the drum loud like Terrence Steele was sorry. Especially when he was going against Lyle Collins. I saw this same thing. And me and the OC was the only ones showing people with the film he was always better. Not always. 2021. He was better in 2021 than Lyle Collins. So the same people then that was hating on Steele, treating us like we was crazy, but we was just like we are now, the only people who actually showed their work. We was the only people, just like now is no different than then. It was a whole bunch of opinions on Steele. Nobody brought out the film but us. So, but this is the deal. We wasn't as big as we are now. So what's happening is it took a lot more work then to prove it. Now the reputation of Boss Cowboy Sports and the OC is stronger now. So people know it might be different. I need to go take a look. Cause it's too many times it looked like we was just talking and we never was. We was right the entire time. So you want to be right on this because you don't want to be the person that's slandering your running back during the season. You don't want to be leading the mob and being the lead voice of the people that's literally talking crazy about RB1. You want to be the people that's saying what you really see. Because to a degree, it's some tap dancing too. Because how so many people loud about Zeke but quiet about Scoon? What we doing? Like we want to put all the energy on a guy that literally studies with the offensive line so he can anticipate the run fits better. He puts in extra work to learn. He puts his body on the line for Dak to throw the ball. That's the guy we don't want. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. And I'm going to be the one to say it makes no sense. I don't care what the crowd is saying. I don't care how many people say it. I don't care who said how rich they are, how popular. It don't, none of that matter. It's false, it's fake, it's phony. But this video is brought to you by BetUS. Now that we can go forward with the season, let's be on the right side of this. Let's be on the right side of history. Let's encourage Zeke because he's a qualified RB1 and he deserves our support. Get off the goofy train and get with the facts. Yes, this video was brought to you by BetUS. 125% bonus on your first 3 deposits up to $2,000. It's your boy Boss Cowboy Sports, where your voice matter, and y'all stay up. Peace.
This video is brought to you by BetUS Sportsbook and Casino.